And so I've never got into books because my ADHD, CDBQLT, whatever, AT&T, Verizon is like, I cannot stay focused on a book.
I need a daughter. I need a daughter so bad. I want to skip all the baby stuff. I just want to go straight to her being a little Swiftie with me.
Dude, those 13-year-olds were literally like, he only likes you because you're pretty. Like, there's nothing about you that's even worth anything. Throw him in your van. Drive away as fast as you can.
No, that's also how you don't survive.
Okay, maybe don't do that. And welcome back, everybody, to the very first episode of the Paired Up podcast.
You can't say welcome back if it's the very first episode.
So I am Ben Winters, and this is my wife, Megs.
What up?
So a lot of people don't really get to see us in this scenario. This is kind of weird.
Oh, it's really weird.
I'm so used to being the dentist online. Everybody's known me for my oral care and stuff. And people that may know that are OG fans know that you had social media for a while.
A little bit, yeah.
You grew, she said a little bit, yeah. She grew to like 800,000 followers in a month. And then you quit.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, I didn't really know if I had an option whenever you said I want to open a practice in Texas and move. So
yeah,
I couldn't keep up with all of it.
I would say that I feel like for you at that time, social media got pretty crazy for all of us, but then like you were getting a lot of hate, like not like hate, warranted hate.
I don't know if I'd say hate.
You were getting like the 13-year-old girls that were like threatening you in the DMs, like some crazy girls.
Dang, those kids are ruthless these days.
Okay, so obviously, you know, we're warming up and everything. And so what this podcast is about, so it's called the Paired Up Podcast because I feel like Megan and I have a really solid relationship. And I feel like that's something you don't see a lot these days anymore.
I mean, I think you see it. I don't know if people
maybe it's
harp on it.
It's not glorified on social media, which is kind of weird. And so we thought one of the cool things about us, and I know like from looking at a lot of other relationships and a lot of other people, is I feel like we really communicate a lot. Mm-hmm. And we talk about the differences that we have. Like I'll share with you the things that I'm interested in. You'll share with me the things you're interested in, books, celebrities, you know, Real Housewives, whatever. I'll share with you like gaming and AI technology and sports and all that. And even though like you can see her shaking her head right now, even though it's something that she doesn't necessarily care for, I think you find the things that are interesting in there and you get involved a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's really helped us grow together. So what this is Paired Up. Obviously, there's different segments that we have. And basically what we're going to do is kind of bring the different sides of our relationship together, and we're going to get the point of views from both sides. Yeah. And so what we think is going to help you guys is if you're in a relationship or if you're not, you're going to hear a lot of news that you may not have heard of because maybe you don't care about sports or whatever, but maybe your husband does. And maybe you learn something really cool here and you can go back and talk to him about it and be super interested. I know a lot of people speaking right into it, the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing.
Oh,
how many girls do you think ever cared about NFL football before that?
I mean, I've watched 2 Chiefs games this year, and I can't tell you the last time I watched a football game.
And so just that small little bridge between our two worlds caused a lot of women out there to get into something with their man.
Well, I just think the Swiftie crowd, I mean...
You guys are insane.
Yeah, of course.
If you guys don't know, Megan is like one of the biggest Swifties. I mean,
I've been a Swiftie since the debut album here.
It's true. Yeah. It's true. We always had this argument because technically I heard of Taylor Swift before Megan.
I don't even think that's true. I think you're making that up, but I can't go back in time.
For people that are out there, I don't know if anybody's out there, but I used to work at Abercrombie as one of the models there. And Taylor Swift was one of the models when she was like 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
And all that it said on there, like, because we were looking at her and everything, you know, all the guys were like, oh my gosh, she's cute, whatever. And all it says in the bottom was Taylor Swift, Nashville singer.
Which is crazy.
That was it.
Well, I mean, I guess
and she was like
holding
a guitar or something like that in the ad. I remember it because it was one of the big ones plastered on the
She must
walls.
have been working, I guess, in Abercrombie when they moved to Nashville because she's from Pennsylvania.
Could have been.
So
could have been.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. And now I think like some of our, like, I think Griffin and maybe Josh or somebody has been a model there.
I totally may have just botched that. Maybe I'm not a Swiftie. What, is it Pennsylvania? I don't know.
Pennsylvania about what?
Is that where she's from?
I don't know. I don't know. So this is the point of this podcast, so we learn about each other's stuff.
I wish I could Google.
And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start out with the first segment of the podcast. What's the name of the first segment? Do you know? Because we haven't done this very much.
I don't know. Cheers.
It's called What's the Buzz?
What's the buzz?
So what we're going to do is, this time we had a little mess up. We were supposed to pour drinks on camera.
I think we don't pour drinks on camera.
Okay. Let us know in the comments. Do you think we should pour the drinks on camera or should we just whatever? We already poured it up. I'm having a little bit of whiskey. Now, we are not sponsored by any means by these two companies. But that being said, totally open. Happy Dad, you want to send me some seltzers? I'll drink. We'll do a
shameless
sponsorship.
Plug.
And Megan is, so this is Angel's Envy Rye. Somebody sent it to me and they said it was good. So I'm more of a whiskey guy myself and a seltzer person. Megan has this really unique one that my mom told you about.
Yeah, your mom told me about it.
What's it called?
Riley's Lookout. Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay, so what's the buzz is obviously we cheers our drinks. Cheers to our first episode. That's a cute little glass you got there.
I thought so.
That's cool. You're so trendy.
It's Amazon.
Oh, nice. Hey, the Amazon dupes are taking over.
I mean, there's a lot of good stuff on Amazon.
There's a lot of good stuff on Amazon. I feel like.
Cheers.
Here, we'll cheers real quick. By the way, it's a straight whiskey. So first drink of the day.
There's a little bit of water in there.
It's 1 p.m. And so what's the buzz is we cheers here, and then we go over some of the top news stories of the week that Megan and I kind of found. Some of them are kind of more girl related. Some of them are more guy related. But then you can get the guy takes on the girl stories. You can get the girl takes on the guy stories. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah. And, but yeah, going back to the Amazon thing, like I feel like 5 years ago, people wouldn't have wanted Amazon. Like a dupe was a bad thing, right? Back then, like it was a knockoff then. Now it got marketed as a dupe. And now everybody eats them up.
I feel like I've been hearing dupe though way longer than 5 years.
I know, but like if you had a dupe of an LV purse 5 to 10 years ago,
I mean,
they were like, "Oh, you're."
I don't know. Can you do dupes whenever it's like a designer like that, or is it?
How many times do you have like a duped purse, sandal, whatever that looks exactly like the Valentino shoe or whatever that just has no brand?
I've definitely seen dupe sandals but I don't know about dupe bags.
I think it's kind of cool personally. I do know you have Megan has like a proclivity to bags. I mean, she really likes her bags.
I just think it's like also a respect thing to the brand and 100%. Like things like that. So, but yeah. I mean, I'm also not opposed to a good dupe, I guess.
I mean, I'm kind of tied between the two because dupes are cool, but then we have our own company, Something Nice with our oral. By the way, go shout out Something Nice oral care company. We've been working hard on that. We've grown so much in the past year.
Floss picks.
Like insane. Floss picks are the best floss picks on the market. Water flossers, yada, yada. We won't get into that. But yeah, so the dupes are a little bit bad in my area because then all these Chinese knockoffs are coming in and they just kind of like undercut you and sell and like will steal your IP.
I just think anyone right now is going to try and find something that is sellable and do their own thing on it or their own spin.
So we're going right into what's the buzz here with the first thing. And I don't know, did you see the video of that fan in the NFL who is a fake plant?
No.
Do I need to bring that up? So I probably should bring that up. I probably should have had that.
You showed me it?
I probably should have. But basically, here, I'll also NFL plant.
Like they're planting fake people?
Yes. Oh, I thought you were going to say like planting whatever.
No.
So there was basically, I'll bring it up later. We'll have it up here so people can see it on the thing. But basically what happened was all this Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift stuff has gotten a lot of people talking. Is it a PR stunt? Is it not? First off, what's your take on that? Do you think it's a PR stunt? Do you think it's not?
I mean, I go back and forth because I feel like you keep telling me it's a PR stunt, but I'm like, oh, they're so cute together. I don't want it to be a PR stunt.
Is it are they just selling the dream to you guys?
Yeah, 100%.
Because that's the dream, is that they're real and they're not having issues and all that type of stuff. I mean,
everyone's got issues.
Obviously, I've had a little more insight than most because I'm kind of part of this social media industry. And I've seen so much of this fake relationship PR before that you guys would be totally surprised. I can't talk about it, but yeah, that I just smell it a mile away. Taylor's PR team is so smart. They know exactly what they're doing. The NFL is also trying really hard to get views and become more popular online and get people interested in, just like the NBA has a bunch of celebrities that sit courtside. Yeah. They're trying to get that to happen. What perfect way to do it with Taylor Swift? I mean, crazy.
I mean, yeah.
Plus her tour's going on, her movie stuff's going crazy. Travis Kelce has a new podcast that he's promoting. It all makes super sense.
Yeah.
But anyways, the cherry on top of that was that they had this it was a girl who they just kept showing during this Chargers game. And they just kept showing this random fan over and over again, where people were just kind of like, this is a little weird that you keep showing this person every 5 seconds.
Right.
And then
shouldn't the cameras be moving more than that too?
Well, they do, but they would keep coming back to her to see her reaction. And then she had these crazy, like over the top wild reactions.
She knew she was being filmed.
Where she was like, oh, it looked like it was a skit on SNL. Like it looked like it was a fake TV show ad. Like so bad. And so then everybody posts, like they show her. At first it's like, oh my gosh, look at this crazy fan. All the news articles are like posting about this girl, trying to push the narrative in the article. And then everybody else is like, wait a second, this looks really fake. Like this doesn't look real at all. And then people started to look and they found pictures of her completely dressed up going crazy at a Vikings game.
Same girl or same
girl,
woman or image or whatever.
Same girl, and she was like, no, I promise, I'm not a industry plant. Like I'm a diehard Chargers fan. And then they're like, well,
so wait, is this like a legit person that like the NFL is hiring to do this, or are they like putting in like a image?
So no, it's a legit person.
It has to be like a legit person.
It was a legit person at the game, going crazy.
And you guys are thinking like she's getting paid by the NFL to do this.
So that's why everybody came up and they were like, this is more of the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift PR plant stuff. Like the Chargers were some of the lead, like they're one of the most lucrative areas, the Los Angeles Chargers, but they have one of the lowest fan bases.
Oh,
and so they were like, what better way to get people into this than to cause this social media craze around the Chargers and this fan and all this type of stuff. So basically they got caught red-handed that they were doing fake fan plants.
Have they said anything?
No, they haven't. They're not gonna say anything to that.
Who knows?
But so that kind of like came everybody back to the Taylor Swift thing, and they were like, this kind of lends more credibility to the fact that the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce thing could be a PR stunt.
Whatever. My Swiftie heart hopes it's not. But we will get some good music regardless.
Do you think like her next song is going to be like, I threw a touchdown to number 6 and he dropped it like my heart? That'd be bad.
No, I don't think it's going to be that like explicit, because it's always like speculation, like who she's singing about. But she always has great music.
Conspiracy theory. She didn't have any other guys that she wanted to date or was dating, and so she was like, hey, this is a perfect PR thing. Now I can write my next album about this guy.
I mean, she just went through a breakup.
Oh, I don't know. Who'd she break up with?
Joe Alwyn? I don't know.
Who's that?
They like broke up like in April.
What did he do?
And then she like Matt Healy, and she was like
I've never heard of these guys.
Hanging out with him.
Who
right?
Who are these
guys?
I'm
name dropping the right names.
Who are these guys? What is Taylor Swift's type? Because I know Travis Kelce, and Travis Kelce does not seem like Taylor Swift's type.
I think is like her first athlete. I don't know, but I mean, I think she has more hone in on like musicians or
I can see that. She's very artsy.
Yeah, artsy people in a sense.
Yeah. And then she just went straight to Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I think that's
which honestly, I like Travis Kelce better than the artsy type people.
I mean, personally. I feel like I lean more towards like athletic people.
Oh yeah, you married him. Yeah. For people that don't know, I used to be a bodybuilder. I used to be a strength and conditioning coach. I used to be way bigger than I am right now. You imagine the dentist pushing up 300 pounds on a bench press. Man, it's hard to do. But so yeah, that's the first story of What's the Buzz. But let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And this one is a little interesting. We kind of talked about it a little bit last night, but I went back and I got the exact details on it.
Okay.
It was an Australian girl.
Okay.
And she was doing an interview, and she basically was saying that she had over 300 partners in 1 year.
Wait, a year?
In 1 year, she did the deed with 300 different dudes. Damn. And they asked her how she felt about that, and she was like, I wouldn't take it back because it's really empowering to, us as females, and we should be able to do it. So obviously there's like some double-edged swords here. Yeah. You very much, you want to support, people doing their thing, and you don't want to like knock people when they're down, but like, how do you feel personally? Like for me, the issue I have is two things.
Okay.
One, if she cares about ever getting married, If she doesn't care about getting married, then it probably doesn't matter as much.
So you think it's going to be like she's not going to be able to find a husband because of this situation?
If she has to find a husband, he's going to also be that guy.
What if he's not? What if he just takes it for what it is? It was their past, whatever, moving on.
I am of the side, and that's where it gets, controversial. Everybody's got their own opinions on things. I personally think that a lot of the men that females are looking for are not into that type.
I don't know. I feel like us as women have to deal with all the baggage that you guys come with, and I feel like men get the right away to maybe have more fun than we do.
I agree. I agree with that.
So to me, it's like, I don't know. Me personally, like, would I go out and do that? No. I'm married.
So one, I think she's going to have a hard time. I think she's going to have a hard time finding a husband that's worth the salt that she wants, right? I'm not putting words in her mouth.
Maybe she doesn't want to get married.
Yeah. Right. But we're trying to make marriage cool again, Megs.
I know.
So, because we just enjoy marriage so much. And it's like we see other marriages out there and we feel like it's talked down on so much. But we're just like, marriage is awesome if you can find the right person. I think
Do you really think marriage is talked down on, though?
I do. Like, I'm in social media all the time, and it's just about, like, how many people can I sleep with? Like who's cheating on who with what? And it's never like, no one's ever celebrating 10 years in marriage or like how good their relationship's going. It's always like, when's the breakup so we can make more viral moments on our breakup and get 1 million views on our YouTube breakup video.
I also think like also too, we grew up in Oklahoma and we live in Texas.
More, like conservative values.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think where we live played like a toll or plays a toll in maybe our mindset and what we think. But like, I also think like the generation under us, man, I'm making myself sound old here. I do think they probably are more of like wanting to like be a little bit more free spirited and like I remember when I was working at in public accounting, like I was meeting people who lived Northeast and like their average time to get married was like late 20s and young 30s and like I mean we got married my mid 20s.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think.
Yeah. So the one was obviously the husband thing.
Yeah.
The two that somebody had brought up in the comments that I saw that made a lot of sense to me was, can you imagine if she ever had kids, her kids finding that out? Because kids are brutal. The kids are going to figure that out in the future and they're going to blast it all over school and middle school and high school and bully you for it. Same with the OnlyFans girls out there.
I mean, do you really? I can't imagine like I don't know, her in like 10, 15 years when she has a 10-year-old or something like that, finding that out. And okay, wait, did you say this was a video? Did she get on here and like?
Yeah, it was like a news story where she was like interviewed about it.
She was interviewed about it. So like, I mean, she was proud.
It is. She could even be like an OnlyFans person, like trying to get like people to go to her OnlyFans page and stuff like that. It's very interesting seeing like that part of life glorified now.
Can you imagine that though? 300 people. The year's only 365 days.
How do you take breaks?
You got 65 days off.
Does she have to get tested like every week or every 2 weeks?
I would hope. I mean, surely she took in her health considerations and did that.
300 random dudes. That's scary enough. What if you get kidnapped?
How do you know it was random? Did she say it was random?
That's true. I don't know. If it was it could have been.
What was the same partner?
No, 300 different partners.
Oh, so it was different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So my guess is probably like OnlyFans is probably my guess of what it is.
Sounds like she had fun.
It's a different world out there, Megs. I tell you what. Back when we grew up, it was definitely like nobody ever talked about that, and you would never like put it on Facebook or
oh no,
you wouldn't.
Facebook wasn't even.
And
around.
now it's like girls are like they want to let people know how promiscuous they are because they think it makes them look cooler.
So I don't know, like being on like a woman, I'm like,
yeah, tell me from the woman's point of view.
I think go for it. Like
if that's what you want to do,
go for it. Like I said, I feel like we have been told that we shouldn't act a certain way or have to act a certain way, whatever. And then we meet guys and you guys are just doing.
Do you think there's a reason for that though? Because we know guys and girls are completely different.
I mean, I don't know. I always think back to just like how we were brought up again, but we were brought up in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And
well, I always think of it as like they were prepping you to get married, which a lot of people don't. So it's like they tell girls like don't sleep with a lot of guys because, well, the man doesn't want that.
Yeah.
Right? For guys, it's not as big of a deal because if you ask the girl, they're like, well, I don't care as long as he can make enough money to provide for me. Again, it's not as big of a deal.
Yeah.
But now we've got girls providing for guys. And
I was about to say.
We got a lot of crazy stuff in this world. I just saw that on the story list and I was like, dang, that's wild. 300 in a year. Even, you know, completely getting the politics stuff aside. That's impressive.
So impressive. I'm also like, what do you do for a living?
What do you do for a living? Yeah. Do you not work? Is that your job? It probably is. It's probably OnlyFans. Oh. Okay, so
I wish the article would have gone into more detail.
I know. I probably did. I just didn't, you know,
we'll attach the article for anyone who wants to know.
Exactly. So the next one is a little more interesting. This one was in the UK. They finally made a principal of one of their major schools there fully AI. A fully AI principal. So
robot?
Not like a humanoid robot, but like the AI that you would see, like your ChatGPT like type stuff.
So if any problems happen, they just go into this office and like type in a computer what's going on, and AI tells them how to handle it?
Yep. And so basically what happens is it has zero emotion. It doesn't have like the mom, like, you know how like sometimes in school, like the principals have favorites. There's moms that are cooler than others, you know, the PTA moms, and they may have a crappy kid and then they're like, hey, let my kid slide. And then maybe they have a kid that's a little bit better, but they don't like their parents, so they punish them more. Bull crap happens, right? Because humans are humans.
Yeah.
Now, for people that don't know, I'm like super into AI, super big techie guy. You'll probably hear a lot of cool news stories on here. Our date nights are so fun
sometimes when he gets on a rant.
Exactly. Hey, we talked about Taylor Swift. Now we're talking about AI. Girls, listen up and go back to your husbands and be like, hey, did you know that? Dude, if you went back to your husband and was like, so I heard the Roman Empire. We were talking about that. I don't know if you guys have seen, but it's like a huge deal on TikTok where they talk about how men talk about the Roman Empire a lot.
Yeah, like women were going and being like, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? And like, well, honestly,
I would say, like, I mean, the movie 300, you've got the Spartans, you've got Caesar, you've got the Roman, you've got the Colosseum.
This podcast is really just going to show how uncultured I am.
Well, I just don't think it's something that girls think about a lot.
I was just like, what? I don't know. Yeah. But then when Taylor Swift showed up at the...
Taylor Swift is your guys' Roman Empire. Yeah. You're just like
maybe
every
day.
Travante together. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so they got this AI principle. And so basically what they're planning on doing is just saying, like, it's taking out the BS. It's going to make an educated decision based on no emotions. Well, they just started it, so I don't know. But from the stuff that I've read, the two places that all the high up leaders in AI think that is the first to fall is, weirdly enough, can you guess the two areas that are going to be overtaken by AI before anything else?
Like, are we talking about like industries?
Industries, yeah.
I guess is schools one of them? Like
education is one of them.
Okay.
Education is one of them that will be completely taken over in the next 5 to 10 years. Politics, that's a good one too, because I think that it's heavily needed in there because there's so much like BS in there, but we don't even have to get into that. That's a whole nother talk.
This is not a politics show.
The other one is actually healthcare.
Oh, I could see that because it's like definitely taking the emotion out of like providing healthcare and stuff like that.
You'll still need what's it called, like human people to be there for now, but the diagnoses will not have any human error. In fact, there's been a lot of people that have been like gone and seen like 10 doctors and then taken their blood work. Nobody's could figure out what they had, put their blood work into like GPT and stuff, and then they figured out what it was.
Dang, that's kind of bad.
So, and then like people are obviously seeing this coming. So those two things I think are going to be changing the world pretty crazy in the future.
That'd be crazy.
Can you imagine having an AI principal though? Like you'd be trying to like do your best, like, no, I promise it wasn't me. And he'd be like, I do not care. You're grounded. Detention. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. I more so can't. I'm ready for like maybe the healthcare part of it.
Yeah.
Just like plug in your information and just get healthy real quick.
Is there any cool things going? If you guys don't know Megan, it's like just how like I'm big into AI. Megan is big into books.
Oh my gosh.
Is there anything? So tell them what you've got going on with your books right now. Megan is doing something crazy. I didn't even know that this was possible because I've only read like 2 books in my whole life, and they were dental school
which
books,
part do you think is crazy? The challenge itself for
The
myself?
challenge itself is insane.
Okay, so huge book nerd here and have a book club, all that. Shout out. Plano Frisco Beach Reads and Bubbly Book Club.
Megan started a book club with these girls.
I didn't start it. No, I did not start it. But I definitely joined in, and it's been super awesome and fun. So Fourth Wing has been probably one of the biggest books this year. It's absolutely my favorite book that I read this year. And the author...
Fourth Wing is the dragon book.
Yes. The author is releasing the second one. It's a series of 5, and she's releasing it November 7th. And
what is it's Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. So men out there that are watching, or partners out there that are watching,
if you're a husband, you haven't heard about Fourth Wing, and your wife's a reader,
go ask your wife about Fourth Wing, and you're gonna get some major 100%, brownie points.
100%. My husband, you. Scoured the internet and found a first edition copy for me.
I did.
Gave it to me for our anniversary.
And it was signed.
That's
how crazy it was. She didn't want like crazy designer stuff. She wanted a copy of Fourth Wing with the printed edges.
Yes.
Signed.
Yep. And that's what I got for my anniversary is bomb.
That shows you how we are. That's awesome. So anyways, go on with what you're doing.
Well, Iron Flame's coming out. Everyone's prepping and super excited. So a lot of people are doing rereads of Fourth Wing. I'm in charge of trivia questions for my book club that night. So been working on that. I really need to reread Fourth Wing for the 3rd time before Iron Flame comes out.
I know you're doing all this, but tell them what the challenge is.
I am going to read along with a couple of people a different series, and there's 7 books, and I'm starting them tomorrow, so I'll have 14 days to get through 7 books in this series, and they thick.
I was gonna say, how big? Like, are these like 100-page, like tiny books?
No.
Because I've read some of those books, like the little small ones with the gold edges, and then like the little kids' books.
No, this is thick.
Dude,
that's
aggressive.
Easily 400 pages.
I'm a very visual learner, and so I've never got into books because my ADHD, CDBQLT, whatever, AT&T, Verizon is like, I cannot stay focused on a book. I need a movie.
See, I don't know. I mean, I like movies too. I like to binge watch my shows. But
what's the difference for you between a book and a movie?
Oh, books are just so much better.
But why? Is it just because there's more detail? You can have a longer movie.
More detail, and I think too, like, it's fun to use your own imagination.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, you're reading something, and you get to put it in your context in your brain. And
I like that. I like that. Last story I had before we move on to the next one is a shout out to my buddy. This is actually a gaming story.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and get the girls here in on this because it's a little bit of drama-esque. Right. But my friend Nick Merckx, acquaintance Nick Merckx, we've just met a few times, actually just signed with Kick Streaming. And I can see you looking at me like it's completely blank over here because you don't know why this is such a big deal.
This is and
but for the girls out there, you may have seen your husbands watching Twitch or game streaming. Have you ever heard of Twitch?
Yeah.
So Twitch streaming was the #1 big thing for a while. And then these creators came and built their own called Kick. Okay. And the problem with Twitch was that they were very they wouldn't let you stream anywhere else. If you did, they would penalize you. They would take a bunch of the money. Like if you got donated $5, they would take 70-80% of it and give you the scraps. And so it was they were basically big punish, they were just big company punishing little creators, right? So Kick comes in and says, we'll give you 100% of all your donations, and we'll give you better subscription rates and all these cool things. And so everybody at first was like, you'll fail. You can't compete with the big dogs, anything like that. And Amazon owns Twitch. So Amazon was like, you guys are screwed. You're not going to be able to compete with us. And so they started signing some new people. And then recently, a couple weeks ago, they announced that they were going to start hiring people full time. If you met certain numbers, you got 100 viewers all the time and stuff, that they would pay you an $80,000 a year salary just to stream.
Oh, wow.
And so then the recent one was that Nick Merckx, which you girls are going to be like, hey, I heard Nick Merckx signed to Kick. That would literally throw them for a loop. If you went to your man and was like, yo, I heard Nick Merckx signed to Kick. That's crazy. And so they got their first massive signing from the old old Twitch people in Nick Merckx.
Oh, cool.
And so it's a really big deal in the guys.
Where's the drama in this though?
The drama is the whole, like, he left Twitch to go to, you know, to Kick, and like now like these big guys are like left looking at like, holy crap, like we were the big guys, how are we getting beaten out by creators that just started their own, you know, thing. And
You can silence that.
Oh, it's okay, it's whatever. I have it muted, but it's whatever. But anyways, so that's why that's such a big deal, is because I just wanted to throw it in there, you know, a little just to keep you in my guy world.
That's happening with a lot of creators, and I think it's because creators are trying to they're understanding like their value, and they're wanting
100%.
to do their own thing. And
100%.
And people have been like underslying them a little bit.
Yeah, and we're doing I mean, obviously, you know, you have Mr. Beast with Feastables, which we talked about. You have Kylie Jenner with Kim with Skims, and Kylie Lip Kylie Jenner did it. And all those. They were one of the very first ones to do it. Been around for how long? Mr. Beast has his, and then, you know, even like us, we're taking on Oral-B and Crest. A lot of people that know about our company, a lot of them think that, oh no, we're just putting out some merch or something like that, or we're just like putting our logo on some products. No, we're fully R&D designing all of this stuff.
Doesn't do anything, just a little bit.
I know. It's like, I want to be the next Oral-B and Crest. I want to take over that position just like everybody else did. I want to make the best. We have so many cool products coming out, like toothpaste. It's going to be so cool when it comes out. I cannot wait for that. Like so many cool things that we're pushing the industry forward on. And I think people care a lot about it because of the connection they have with me.
Oh yeah.
On that.
Yeah. I would think so too. 100%.
Alrighty. So that's What's the Buzz?
Dang.
We just got through our first segment ever. How do you feel?
Feel good.
We feel good. So,
nerves are going down a little bit.
So do you want to do Ask Anything or Feed Fix next?
Whatever you want to do.
So let's do Feed Fix. So the next one, just because you guys will get to know all this stuff later, because we're going to do the same segments each time. But Feed Fix is where we find the stuff on our feed, you know, the top viral moments or videos that we thought that were controversial or that sparked conversation between us or whatever. And a lot of these you haven't even seen yet, because I haven't showed them to you yet.
All right.
So we had to kind of throw these through here. But this first one is actually a story about Dixie D'Amelio, which we know Dixie. Super nice girl. And I think, honestly, it's a little overblown, but you don't even know what's happening with this drama on here. But I want to show you, and we'll overlay it so people can hear and see what we've got going on here. But this, go ahead and hit play on that and watch that.
My biggest goal professionally
you probably have to turn on
is probably to marry rich. Like, I really don't want to work anymore.
So that was all it was it was an interview on their show, the D'Amelios, and they were saying like, what's your life goal? And basically from there she said she's
wealthy in herself.
Well, yeah. So
but
she was
she's
like,
working.
She was like, I want to marry rich, and I'm just so tired of working. And so I want you to go one tab over from that. You should see a girl. Yeah, go ahead and listen to that one and turn it up a little bit so I can hear it as well. And then I want you to react. So the internet went crazy over it. The internet's freaking out about it, and this was like their main gripe about it.
Hey, just saw the Dixie D'Amelio video being like, I just need to marry rich because I don't want to work. If I see another influencer be like, oh, today is such a busy day, like, I'm already late, and their entire day is just appointments. It's just errands. I'm like, I save up for those days. I love those days. That would be, I rarely get to have those days, actually, because I can't afford the appointments. Like, I can't even afford a doctor's appointment. Oh my God, please, God, please just give me the life of an influencer. Please give me the life of Dixie D'Amelio, because she clearly doesn't fucking like it enough.
Oh my God.
She said, I'm gonna marry rich because I don't want to work anymore. You work for yourself.
You don't
what
have
are
to
we
go that
talking
far. That's
about?
That's it.
You could take.
But so like basically the whole internet is freaking out about this right now. So what?
Saying like she doesn't have a right to. I mean, she.
So I'm obviously I understand it. You guys look from the outside looking in, right? Or inside looking out, or whatever it is. You guys see influencers as just on screen. You just see the fun stuff. And so I can understand how, like, from your point of view, and I totally understand. I mean, like, I am not saying she works harder than like a painter or a plumber or a construction worker or anything like that. Because to be honest, influencing is one of the best jobs in the world. 100%. But I do know the D'Amelios, and I know they work a ton. Like, if you look at their schedule, it's like 6 a.m. to like 7 p.m. nonstop. Like, you shoot here, you go here, you do an interview, you go here, you book here, you do this, you fly here, you travel
Especially
here, you do this.
One's as big as them.
Yeah, like, exactly.
And I saw you. I mean, when you create content, you film for hours.
Yeah, a lot of people,
the prep work to even just start filming. I mean, we could have gone on so many vacations.
A lot of people don't know this, but I work basically 7 days a week. I'm up here working 7 days a week. And all they see is the little videos, and they're probably like, oh, he shoots those in 10 seconds. He doesn't care.
And that's just not it. So I get it. I mean,
so first off, there's 2 sections here that we want to discuss. Okay. So one is the marry rich.
Okay.
Because I think that's a very common thing that females want, obviously. You know, it's like,
I hate saying that. I don't want to say that. I don't like grouping things.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I see you playing your PR, trying to keep it safe.
Okay, me personally.
No girl would be mad if they married a rich person.
No
as
girl
long
would
as
be
they
mad.
were still.
But is that something that people go out and look for? Some do, some don't.
That's true.
So, I mean,
I would say even if they're rich, you still have to have that personal connection. They have to be a good person. They have to be loyal. There's so much more to a relationship than just that.
Yeah. Unless you just want to marry for money, which
that's true.
There's people who do that too.
That's true.
So, I mean, I don't know. I see both sides. I understand Dixie's side. I understand other people.
Yeah. And then the other side is like, I think people are getting more mad, not about the marry rich part, but the like, girl, you don't even work. You don't do anything. You literally just go get your eyelashes done and like lay in your mansion in the LA hills. And as much as it seems that way, I mean, that's the purpose of social media, is to make you only see a reality that's not true.
Well, it's just such a small glimmer into your life. Like, I mean, but them, I mean, they have their own show. They're filming a lot, all the time.
And we know Mark and Heidi, and I mean, they're a great family. They're
you know them, I don't.
Yeah, by no means. Like, she works hard. I mean, they say stuff, they clip it, they got to get their clips and their views and their virality. Yeah, a lot of people are going to see it. And I think Dixie's gotten hate before for saying some stuff like that. Like, she didn't want to eat escargot one time and they freaked out.
Putting yourself out there like we currently
That's
are.
True, yeah.
Everyone's going to, not everyone's going to love you.
I would say, yeah, I think that what they said is that if you have 1,000 people, 100 won't like you.
Yeah.
So if you have 100,000 people, there's going to be 1,000 people that don't like you. That's a lot of people.
I'm gracing back onto the internet a little bit here, and I'm a little nervous.
Dude, those 13-year-olds were literally like, he only likes you because you're pretty. Like, there's nothing about you that's even worth anything.
I mean,
Go yourself.
So,
I was like,
okay,
oh my gosh,
what's wrong with that too? Because, okay, now I'm going to go to like how I feel. If we want someone who's wealthy, I mean, guys want someone who's pretty. They want someone who, like,
I'm not going to shy away
how
from
they
it.
look.
I'm not going to shy away. I'm not going to say, no, guys do not care about looks at all and all this stuff. We got to start being if we're going to be real, we got to be real with ourselves.
Oh, okay, we're going to get real.
I mean, a guy cares about physical stuff for the most part. Like I said, it's not the only thing.
No, it's not the only thing.
Like providing for you and taking care of you and doing all that stuff is not the only thing in the world. It's never the only thing, but it sure does help.
Yeah, of course. And everyone has their, like, maybe a guy who makes $70K is plenty for a girl.
Yeah.
And that's
and
okay.
maybe she wants to marry rich, not even for the fact that he's rich, just for the fact that she's not the breadwinner in the relationship. Maybe she doesn't want to take care of a man, and so she's like, Facts. I don't want a guy who's poorer than me that I have to take care of.
I mean, that's
not my vibe.
Didn't it say her salary $30 million, or she was worth?
I mean, yeah, there were.
Something.
I mean, Dixie getting that paper for sure. Shout out to you, Dixie. Yeah. I know where you were coming from. I'm not mad at you at all. But you're also a pro at all the shade on the internet. I wouldn't be mad at you either. Yeah, she's a pro at all this shade stuff. She's been through this a million times, so she's gonna be perfectly fine.
You want this back?
Okay. Next feed fix. Let me see what the one is. Go over. It's like a one with a dog, I think. Yeah, watch that one. So this is the next one here that we found that I thought was pretty funny because I think a lot of couples and stuff go through this.
This is you. This is so you. Just cannot.
So for the
Yo,
audience
Meg,
out there,
I can't find my black shirt.
for the audio audience out here that can't see what's going on, read the caption. It was basically like this dog looking around in a fridge, like scared. And
It says, when your wife asks you to get something, but you can't find it, now she's coming to find it for you because you're so stupid. In quotes.
and the dog.
And this is mine and Ben's relationship to a T on mostly every single day.
I feel like I'm pretty smart.
You are one of the most intelligent, smartest people I've ever met in my whole entire life. But when it comes to finding something like in your closet or in the fridge, I quite literally just think you go blind because I'm like,
I
it's
swear,
right here.
Y'all are Houdini. Y'all are playing a magic trick on us. We're in like some simulation over here. You're making some tricks. You're making it come out of a rabbit in a hat because you guys just show up and I swear like it magically just dissolves into thin air in front of you.
Definitely not. Like, yo, where's my leftover chilies? The only to-go box in there on top of the soda in the fridge.
I do not know what it is.
I think that reappear.
I think we looked at it one time and then you know how we like always go back to like caveman times with stuff. And so like I saw a research article and I want to say that it said because we were so used to having like a big vision and trying to see one thing individually, like a deer or an antler or something to kill, you know, an animal.
He always goes back to these caveman styles, and it hasn't been that way in a very long time.
It totally works because everything always goes back to primitive behavior. And so, like, my guess is that we are so used to tracking animals in the wild or whatever that we only like to see moving objects or something. And so, like, when
I think you're just trying to make this logic sound good in your favor.
I'm not gonna lie, I totally made that.
But
I totally made that up. I have no idea why.
It doesn't make any sense.
But they have said that men are very good at focusing on one item. Girls are very good at multitasking and seeing multiple things at once.
Yes, I definitely think the girls have the multitasking down and can. You guys compartmentalize so much better than we
have
do.
great laser vision. We don't have good peripherals.
Yeah, I would think like my brain's moving 1,000 miles a minute.
Girls are wild.
All kinds of random stuff.
You guys are wild. You're like supercomputers with how much you can do and process at the same time.
Might be better than ChatGPT.
No, absolutely not. ChatGPT is way smarter than all of us. Yo, speaking of which, I want this to be on the internet, that AI, I totally, like, I've got your back. So whenever you become, like, the world leaders, I want you to know that I was here supporting you first. So when you take everybody as slaves, just don't take me as slaves, okay? I'll be good. I'll be good from there. Okay, we got one more Feed Fix video, and then we're going to move on to Ask Anything.
Over.
Oh, I've been waiting to show you this for a week. I have not showed Megan this on purpose because I wanted to show her this live here for the first time. And we're going to get
so lucky I don't get on TikTok. But I do get on TikTok a little bit. My feed's just books, Taylor, Trav.
Which is surprising that you haven't seen this yet. But this is basically a conspiracy theory about why Taylor Swift was at the Chiefs game with Ryan Reynolds and all them.
Man,
so let's watch it.
That was a good Sunday.
It is. Go ahead and let's watch it.
Do I need to say what's going on?
No, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it afterwards.
We all know Taylor Swift is, with Travis Kelce. She's going to watch the games, and she has friends with her. We all have seen the photos of when she was with Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, Hugh Jackman, and another person. I'll get to that in a second. What movie? Why would she be taking them to the game? Why? What's a movie that Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are doing together? Deadpool 3. Writer's strike, actor's strike, halted production. They're all hanging out. Who is that extra person that was with them? Sean Levy, the director of Deadpool 3. Why is she hanging out with all of them? Wait. Could Taylor Swift be involved somehow in Deadpool 3? Not just part of the soundtrack, perhaps, but an actual character? Marvel has a character called Dazzler. Dazzler is a character that has the best of both worlds.
She's a pop star.
Not Hannah Montana, but close. Dazzler is a pop star by day, superhero by night.
This is a real Marvel character.
Could we be getting
really
Dazzler, played by Taylor Swift, in Deadpool, and eventually the spark becomes so ignited that they have to make a Dazzler movie starring Taylor Swift She writes all the music because it's a musical, perhaps, and she makes a musical that she wrote and stars in it, and it's a Marvel superhero movie called Dazzler. Would
Yo.
You can pause it right there.
That would be so badass.
So for the audio listeners who didn't say, so basically what they were saying was they went to the movie the game with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman and the director of Deadpool 3.
You know what's so sad is I only know of Hugh Jackman from The Greatest Showman.
Oh, Greatest Showman's a great movie.
Great movie, but
Great
I totally
movie. He
didn't
was
realize
Wolverine.
he was in the Marvel movies.
Well, he was Wolverine.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that.
So, but anyways, Deadpool 3 is known for bringing in like random Marvel heroes that are kind of like weird one-offs.
Okay.
And so there should be another tab in there that's a Google image search to show you what the Dazzler looks like. See on the right? Does that not look exactly like
No.
Taylor Swift?
You're gonna have to put it up. Guys.
I will. Yeah. I'll put it up so they can see it. But look at the Dazzler. This is exactly what Taylor Swift looks like. Tall, blonde, like, whatever. And so basically they were like, Taylor Swift could come in.
So when do we know if this is happening?
Well, you won't know until Deadpool 3 comes out.
When does that? I mean, they're gonna have trailers and stuff before it comes out.
Maybe, but like they kind of randomly throw them in there. But Taylor Swift as a Marvel hero,
She can
getting
do
her
all.
own movie.
That'd be tight.
I mean,
Or
you're
she
seeing,
can literally do everything.
yeah, and I mean, you're seeing right now how crazy Taylor Swift effect is on the movie theaters to watch her concert again.
I know.
She made $1 billion off a concert. Now she's making another $1 billion showing reruns of her concert in theaters.
Yo.
Tell them the story about you getting the popcorn tubs and the tickets
Oh my
and
gosh,
the kid.
the merch?
The
Yeah.
kid.
So AMC opened up at 12:30 on the day of the release on October 13th, and I was there in line. And the day before, they told me you didn't have to have a ticket, and then while I was there, they said you had to have a ticket. And I have a ticket to Cinemark. I don't have a ticket to AMC.
So you bought a ticket.
I bought a ticket to AMC so
Just
I
to
could
buy
get in and
a
get my
popcorn
popcorn
tub.
buckets, tins, those 2 popcorn tins, cups, and a bucket. And I'm not reselling that stuff. People are on eBay reselling it for like $100.
Are people buying it?
Probably.
Hey, maybe we'll make some money out of this. Just saying.
No, we're not selling mine. But
And you met a girl in line.
oh my gosh, I met this 10-year-old. She was the cutest. Or I'm assuming she's 10. I don't know. She looked to be 10. And she was jumping up and down. She was like, "Oh my gosh, we're coming back tonight for the movie. Are you coming back tonight for the movie?" And I was like, "No, I'm going to see it a different day." And she goes, "Oh my gosh, well, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see it, blah, blah, blah." And then she throws out her wrist and she was like, "Do you want to see my friendship bracelets?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." And she was showing me them. And then she's like, "Do you want to trade?" And I was like, "I don't have any on right now." I'm
You
so
didn't trade her a friendship bracelet?
I was like, "I don't have any on." They were all at my house. I went to the gym beforehand. It was just a whole ordeal. And she goes, "It doesn't matter." And she took one off and she gave it to me. And she goes, "Us Swifties have to stick together." And
Oh my
I literally,
gosh.
my heart melted. And then I was like, "I need a daughter.
You literally came over. You're like, I need a dog.
I need a daughter. I need a daughter so bad. I want to skip all the baby stuff. I just want to go straight to her being a little Swiftie with me. And we could go to the concert."
Seeing as we're just going into our lives here, you guys are going to get to know a lot about us and our lives through this podcast, which is good because I feel like, you guys don't get to see a lot of us and me and this level. We don't have kids currently.
No, we got dogs.
We do have our nephew and your sister living with us.
Yeah, my sister and my nephew live with us. He's going on 6.
Yeah.
This is like their second year living with us.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
So we do get a ton of like kid exposure
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
For
For
sure.
sure.
We see
yeah.
the ups and the downs.
I feel like I play mom 2 to 3 days out of the week.
100%.
Sure.
You're a role playing mother half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm good on, I don't need my own right now, but I do kind of feel like I need a little Swiftie daughter.
Oh, like a little mini Swiftie.
Yeah.
Oh my
Little
gosh.
mini Swiftie.
That's crazy. So that is Feed Fix, and we're moving on to our last segment, Ask Anything, which is where basically we had to kind of jerry rig this at the start, but basically I asked all of you guys kind of really, really quickly, give me some stories to talk about. Give me some questions and answers from the community, from the people out there that had relationship advice or life advice, or if you're going to dental school, or if you want to know about like why is our relationship so successful? Because I feel like I'm going to throw this out there right now, I'm
Are you gonna
manifesting
really-
it. We're a power couple.
You think so?
We're a future power couple for sure. And we're going to show people that being married and like having a lifelong partner that you care about, that you love, that you want to work towards with is actually something cool.
Yeah.
We should bring that back because that's, I think, is a big thing in life. I think, they've already done studies so much on if you even just have a 2-parent family, how much more that like can help the kid grow and all that type of stuff. And I know you grew not up in a 2-parent family, well, kind of like a mix of a 2-parent family and half 2-parent family, but I feel like so many kids lose out on that, either the father figure or the mother figure, and it sucks.
But then I'm gonna go into my whole like
it made you who you are. Yeah,
no, like to each their own. Like,
I don't think anybody like goes into it being like, gosh, I just want to not have like somebody leave. They don't go.
No, they don't go into that. But I do think there's some people out there who truly just don't want to be married. Mm-hmm. So, and then that's where I'm like, well, to each their own.
But you can raise
like,
with a partnership. You don't have to get married.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Or at least if you do get divorced, like be a civil person about it.
I mean, I hate divorce as long. I mean, if it's warranted, then like if you're getting abused or cheated on.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
get out of there ASAP.
Of that
There's definitely reasons to and reasons not to, for sure.
But just, I think giving up is kind of where I am the only time where I'm like, no, don't do that.
We've had some hard points, but you work through them, and you really, because we care about each other.
Yeah.
But we also married for the right reasons too.
But there's also something to be said about your happiness, and I think that's a huge push right now in culture, that like mental health and focusing on your mental health first and foremost, and like your happiness is something to be said. Especially women and wives and moms, they focus on everyone else's before themselves.
That's the truth.
Then I get to the point where I'm like, well, if you're unhappy and you don't even know like where your happiness is, then maybe you do need to take a step back and like be on your own. But I'm not promoting marriage. I love marriage. I love our relationship. But I guess maybe that's what it is. Maybe I like our relationship more than that having the title as a marriage.
I think 100%. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think binding yourself to somebody just to say you're binded to somebody is like the cool thing we're trying to do. Mm-mm. It's to be happy enough in yourself that you can find somebody else who's also happy enough in themselves to have an amazing relationship together.
Yeah. So maybe that's the word. We start using relationship over marriage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think, I think relationship, I think marriage is really cool though, because that's a commitment. And I think a lot of people have a hard time committing to things nowadays. Like they're so wishy-washy and they don't want to do things and they give up super quick. Yeah. And like you said, like a lot of the hard things out there take sacrifice. A lot of the really good things take sacrifice. Yeah. A lot of the easy, like get it quick things are just like, I'm getting my happiness and my satisfaction now, but overall you're not going to be happier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
It's a tough conversation.
Just thoughts.
These are just thoughts.
Feeling out.
Don't cancel us, please. We just started our first episode.
We just started.
No, I mean, we're not saying anything to get canceled or anything. So we had
cancel culture was
two people that came in that I thought were pretty wild.
Okay.
And one of these hits home a little bit. The other one doesn't, but it is a wild one. So we're gonna start with the easy one, and we're gonna end with the crazy one. Okay. So
what kind of question is it? Like
these are relationship questions.
Okay. Are they wanting like advice, or are they just
advice from us? Yeah, in our relationship, like how would we handle these situations?
Okay.
So the first one is my wife. This is the one I relate to because I can totally see this happening. My wife came home with 8 dogs. She went to the pound. I said she could grab one, but she couldn't choose one at the shelter because they said if they didn't get picked, they were going to get put down. Because you know that they do this at shelters. So she came home with 8 dogs. Our home is now chaotic and just overwhelming.
Okay.
How can I let her know that this is causing strain on our marriage without hurting my wife or the well-being of these animals? If you came home with 8 dogs, I don't care. I would be like, take them back right now. I love animals. I do. But like, that's too much. 8 animals?
Are you sure it's 8? Like,
8.
I mean.
Brought back the whole pound with her.
Apparently.
And you would totally do that too.
I don't know if I'd bring home 8.
You would if they said that they were going to die. So this is my idea. Because you're obviously a male and this is the wife. This is how I would handle the situation. I would say, first off, you got to level with her. You can't come in from a...
Would you help me find homes for them?
You can't come in with a crazy point of view. You can't be like, you're an idiot. Why'd you do that? Yada, yada. Because girls have defense mechanisms like no other. And she will put up a brick wall and then you will be dead in the water.
Yeah. No.
So
not a good way to start.
The way that you do this is before she gets attached to him.
She's already attached.
You got to do this quick. You got to find the one that she
already
likes.
fine.
You got to find the one that she likes really good, and you
No.
say, we're going to keep this one.
No.
But you have to say, I understand that you saved these dogs' lives. That's great and all. We cannot do this. 8 dogs is way too many.
8 dogs is a lot.
But what we can do is you've already put all this into your hands. It sucks that you did this to us. But we're going to find homes for the other animals.
Yeah. I
Put it on Facebook groups. You work for Doodle Rock Rescue.
used to.
You
I
used
don't-
to. Yeah. So she used to
help.
work for a Doodle Rescue.
Well,
Huge
just-
animal
it's
person.
volunteer help.
Yeah. So she was an animal rescue for Doodles for a while. So you're like, you know about this side of things. So how do random people give away their dogs? It's a terrible thing to say. Find new homes for animals that are abused or things
I mean,
like
some
that.
people. I mean, I was only with them for about a year,
Mm-hmm.
but if that. Some people will just reach out and say they can't handle, the chaos of. Usually, it's just a puppy they got a puppy and they don't have time for it. And then,
Which is worse, honestly.
which is worse, so much worse. And then a lot of times it's just strays. We just find them.
Just find strays. So what would you do? You found a stray. Because this is basically you just found 7 strays. You get to keep 1, maybe 2 max.
Well, they're acting as a foster until they can find a home for it.
God, we talked about that. You wanted to turn our house into a foster like
did
that.
so bad.
And I denied it. You just gotta, in a relationship like this, first off, it sounds to me like you didn't have ground rules before they left. Because Megan would know the ground
There's
rules.
no way. I mean, honestly, if I knew,
She would have called me and been like,
I
this
would
is
have
the
called
scenario.
and begged hard. But
Yeah.
because if I know they're gonna die, then I'll say, okay, I'm committed to fostering them and finding a home for them, but I'm not committed to keeping all 8 of them. I know my schedule. I know how I function. I could not function
We
with
have
8
2 dogs. We just took in a 3rd one through Taylor. And that dog he's not
all
a bad
3,
dog.
all 3 together is just chaos.
He's not a bad dog, but you turn 2 into 3.
I know. I don't know how people do that with kids. There's only 2 adults in the relationship.
I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. We don't have kids. When we've got a kid in the house as well as the dogs that we deal with.
Well, we got
but
3 adults, 3 to 1. That ratio is a lot better.
Salute to you guys out there, man. Salute to all the parents out there.
All the moms.
The fact that you're hanging out and doing it with dogs too.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a family dog. I always had 2 growing up.
Oh yeah, me too. I always had 2 growing up too.
I think so. Handling the situation, yeah. I feel for you, dude. I'm so sorry, but I would say at least keep 2.
Throw them in your van. Drive away as fast as you
No,
can.
that's also how you don't survive.
Okay, maybe don't do that. Yeah, I think that's your only option. You gotta foster
keep a couple, foster them, and then I find a good home for them.
More than likely, your wife is going to see how miserable it is to have 8 dogs once the honeymoon phase ends, and then you're going to end up with 1 or 2 anyways.
I could not take care of 8 dogs.
But you got to do it quick. Throw them up on Facebook Marketplaces or something because your wife's going to get attached.
Oh no!
And then it's going to get even worse.
Well, I mean, if you Facebook Marketplace, just make sure you get applications. You don't want to just give it to anyone.
That's true. Applications. Okay, we got the last question here on Ask Anything, and this one gets a little wild.
More wild than coming home with 8 dogs?
Yes.
Okay.
And I could see this happening too. I hope not to us ever.
Okay.
It's definitely not going to happen to
Let's
us.
go.
But my spouse and I, for our anniversary, we took an ancestry test for fun. The results show that we might actually be distant cousins. And it has thrown everything into a tailspin. What would you do in this situation? Would you just ignore it and never talk to anyone about it at all and just keep it our little secret? Or should we break up? Now, they did not.
They're husband and wife.
Oh, they did say, yes, spouse, anniversary. So they're married.
No idea.
You rolling up, hey, babe, we got this 23andMe for our anniversary. Let's see if we're
That
German,
sounds like
European.
the worst anniversary gift ever.
Hey, that's
Once
weird.
you get those results.
We're on the same family tree. When is too far? Okay. I'm going to say the word, and then you say no or yes.
Okay.
Brother.
No.
First cousin.
No.
Second cousin.
No.
Third cousin.
I don't know.
You don't even know your third cousins.
No, you don't.
So
I mean, I don't even know all my
So
second
third
cousins.
cousin, I
But
mean,
like how, I don't know genes and you're in science. You should know this.
third cousin, I think, is actually safe genetically.
Okay. Right?
I think so. I mean, it would definitely be something like if it was me and you, we're already in this relationship, we're like 7 years in, all this type of
We're
stuff.
never doing a 23andMe.
We're 7 years in and never doing a 23andMe ever. And it comes back and it says we're third cousins. I'm just saying, I'm looking you dead in the eye and I'm saying, Megan, we're never talking about this to anybody.
We are shredding.
Ever
We are burning these
again.
results.
But then what I probably would do is I would research, because if we ever had kids, I would want to make sure that we didn't have any weird stuff. We would probably just say that I couldn't have kids and we were getting adoption if we ever
It's
wanted
just
to have
getting
kids.
like really involved in our
Isn't
life
that
right
wild?
now. That is wild. I feel for them. That sucks.
Hey, yo, people in the comments, put down below what is your. Please don't say brother, because that's way too close. I know there's people from Alabama out there, from Oklahoma. We got the South going on.
What does that mean?
You know what they always say like about us in the South? You know, they're like you have inbred families and stuff like that. That's like a thing. You never heard that?
No.
Okay, for you guys that don't know, Megan is the most sheltered person in the world, and she has never heard of any slang terms or.
I have heard of some slang terms. I'm sorry. I'm sheltered growing up.
What was like a slang term that you found out this year that you had no idea about? Thought?
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
She didn't even know what a lot of these ones. I'll show it to her.
What's another one? That was funny. I
Oh, there's
forgot.
been so many. There's been so many I can't even count.
Whatever.
So we're saying third cousin. So for you, it just depends. If you're distant cousins, if you're third cousins, then I would say keep that thing hush hush. Make sure medically it's not going to cause any problems. If you already got a bun in the oven, then it's too late for you.
Oh, no.
But if it's really causing that, I mean, I would say first cousin. And I mean, you should know if you're a first cousin.
Right?
You didn't see him at family reunions?
No, but I mean,
Or maybe they met
also,
at family
too, some
reunions.
families, I'm telling you, some families just like operate differently. Maybe they just don't hang out with family members. Maybe their friends are their family.
That's true. That's true. You know, there's a lot of like first cousins that I don't know. Is a cousin's cousin? That's a second cousin, right?
So your cousin's kids are your second cousin.
No, they're cousins' cousins.
Huh?
Cousin's kid is like,
Your second cousin.
I would be like a second uncle.
No.
That's a
'cause your-
nephew. That's a
your
second
cousin.
nephew.
Your cousin.
Nah, cousins'
Yes.
cousins are.
I
Guys,
don't think so.
figure this out, Daniel. We
Man,
don't know.
Suck.
I'm pretty sure
we
it's
don't know
cousin.
anything.
I'm pretty sure your cousin's cousin is your second cousin. Maybe.
I have no idea. Should we Google?
No.
I mean, I have no
I
idea.
can't Google. I can't Google. My phone's over there.
We got a laptop.
Oh yeah. Okay. We'll take it out. Let's
Let's
see.
just wrap this up real quick. I just need to know.
We'll wrap it up. We gotta let. What is a second cousin? So your second cousin is the children of your parents' first cousin.
Oh, parents' first cousin. Dang, that's real.
That's even weirder. That would make okay. So second cousin's out because that would mean it's my dad's.
It's your dad's cousins.
No, that doesn't make sense. Your second cousins are the children of your parents. Oh, parents' cousins.
Yeah, so your dad's cousin.
That makes sense.
Kids is your second cousin.
I'm so confused.
That is-
Isn't that just your cousin?
No, because your cousin is from your aunt and uncle. So
Yeah,
your
so you're-
dad's brother, not your dad's cousin. So it'd be your dad's
so it's your
brother.
cousin's kids.
Dad's cousin's kids.
Dude, families are confusing. I totally understand how you guys get caught up in this 23andMe stuff now. Because
Yeah.
have you ever met your dad's cousin?
No.
Have you ever met your dad's cousin's kids?
No.
Exactly.
I don't even know if my dad. Does my dad?
Are
have
you my
cousins?
dad's cousin's kids?
I hope not.
Hope not,
We're not
too.
doing it.
You know, if it is, hey, we're in Oklahoma or we're in Texas now. It's all good. Hey, I'm not getting rid of you. You're my boo thing for life. I love you. You are ultimately the best decision I've ever made in my life. And I am so glad that we got through this first podcast together.
Me too. My nerves are just now starting to die down.
I know. If you guys don't know, Megan is a little bit of a nervous Nelly, but she is totally going.
I'm committed. We're gonna do this. I actually have been super excited.
She's
for
been
this.
super excited, and I've been super excited too because like I've been wanting to show you and your personality and how amazing you are, and like do more stuff with us together. We do so much as just the Bentist online, and it's like I've got so much more than that. I mean, like, I used to be a professional gamer. I'm a doctor. I was a bodybuilder. I love to golf. I love sports. We do so much stuff together. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see how this relationship grows with the podcast.
Me too.
With everything.
you.
So I'd say cheers to our first episode, babe.
Cheers to the first episode.
I love being paired up with you, and I plan on being paired up with you for life. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this first episode, and I hope that you subscribe, follow for more. This is definitely sponsored by something. We'll just make it sponsored by Something Nice Company today, which is our oral care company at somethingnicecompany.com. If you want to support us and our vision and what we're trying to do that. We'll have merch and stuff in the future, I'm sure, for the Paired Up podcast, supporting you couples out there that love to be a couple and work towards being paired up for life.
Paired up for life.
Alrighty, baby. I love you. We'll see you next time. One last drink for the outro. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.